Thanks again for joining us today for Key Digital webinar series. Today we're going to discuss our line of HDBaseT Extenders and present them to you not only as the product, key features, and benefits, but actually honing in on, well, I suppose what is a key benefit, all of the expert level integration and troubleshooting tools that are built in to these products. So you know Key Digital as a provider of video-centric products, video routing, video distribution, video signal management. And over the past 20 plus years, we've grown to be a solutions provider for not only video, but also audio and control with HDBaseT extenders, distribution amplifiers, HDMI switchers, audio amplifiers, video matrixing systems, video processors, and now the big thing, video over IP, in addition to our Compass Control professional system. So we really have a full portfolio available, and of course, a huge amount of experience in developing products that really fit the needs for our core applications. Those 6 core applications: corporate, digital signage, education, government, house of worship, and bar and restaurant. All of our products are designed with those installations in mind so that we are able to deliver to you a product that hopefully makes your life easier as an installer. And that's really what goes into all of our products we make. We think about the user experience, beginning with the integrator, but then we also think about the user experience of the end user. And we not only think about it, but we actually have so much experience and expertise thanks to our control system, Compass Control Pro. Because when you are building a design interface, you're able to really understand what the end user needs. Why are they spending the money on this technology? And so from our Compass Control Pro system, we've now added a second iOS control interface for Key Digital devices. This is the Key Digital app. It's a free control app that will scan your local area network for Key Digital devices and systems and give you a pre-built GUI for controlling that device and system. So that may fit in many of your commercial applications where the end user is perfectly happy with having an app that allows them to control our system. And perhaps they need to jump into another app to control another device, or perhaps they use our app and they say, hey, this is wonderful. What do we do to get the rest of these technologies integrated into a single app? And that's where our Compass Control professional control system comes into play. It's an app to rule them all. We have the most modern assemblage of bidirectional control modules and drivers from our third-party partners, Compass Alliance partners. And it allows you to control everything in a single place. And we have a brand new GUI update that we've just completed and a new online training curriculum teaching you how to program in the very nice, very modern, updated GUI. If you want to see that updated GUI, you just download the Compass Control Pro app from the App Store. And you'll see that we really think of it all when it comes to integration, video, audio, lighting, thermostat, shade, security, etc. So that just goes, again, into the expertise that Key Digital's collected, as we're not only a video company any longer. So if this seems like something that might be of interest to you and to meet a requirement that you have, yet you're not 100% sure, it's a simple free service we offer to get an answer your way, a free design service, in fact, And all you need to tell us are answers to the 5 questions. What are your sources? What are they by name and how many of each? What are your displays? How many and what are they named as well? Distances, or at least the maximum distance, so we can specify the furthest range extender, as we'll see the ones that we have today in this webinar. Resolution, are you looking for a 4K system or 1080p? And control, do you wish to control the Key Digital system by third party, or will it be our Compass control system? And if so, what other devices do we need to have drivers for? Send that over to sdg@keydigital.com. It's typically a 2-day turnaround time, and we'll give you a easy to follow diagram, like a Visio style drawing, and a bill of materials for achieving your customer's requirements. Without further ado, let's get into our HDMI HDBaseT extender line, looking product by product and also focusing in on some of those key features, the integration and troubleshooting tools for your digital video professional installations. So when are we using HDMI extenders using HDBaseT? Well, this is really our most popular product category by quantity at Key Digital, because HDMI extenders, now HDBaseT extenders, are used anytime that you have a single wire. So and that single wire is network wire, cat wire, right? No network switch in the middle though with with HDBaseT technology. But so as over the past decade, 2 decades, and so on, you've begun installing network wire, Cat 5, 5E, 6, 6A, 7 cabling at all of your job sites, and usually 2, 3, 4 runs per cables per run. That led to the proliferation of using HDBaseT extenders, because anytime you need to extend HDMI over a single wire, you can do so with an HDMI HDBaseT extender. What if you need to send IR RS-232? You can do so over that same extender pair. And there are even products out there that allow you to send network signals over that single wire as well. So it's a whole platform called 5Clay, HDMI video and audio, IR, RS-232 control, network signal, and power can all be sent over a single cat wire. So that's when we're using it. When we're designing systems with HDBaseT, you have to consider, is this just going to be a point-to-point extension? For example, a cable box that's hidden out of sight, out of mind from the display, so it can be hung cleanly on the wall. So source to display with the extender set in the middle. Or is this extension leading into a video system or out of a video system, as we depict here, where a video source connected directly into our distribution amplifier, and the 8 connected displays, 4 of which are over distances that we're looking here up to 150 feet at 4K with this product. So that's whenever you're going beyond the length of a traditional HDMI cable, you go with an HDBaseT extender. Additional design considerations: a lot of Key Digital products already have an HDBaseT extender or receiver built in to the product. So sometimes you don't have to go from the HDMI output to an HDMI input on the transmitter and then to the cat wire, then to the receiver, then to the display. Instead, your cat wire plugs directly into the Key Digital switcher product and the receive unit directly behind the television. And oftentimes, that receive unit is powered at the head end as well, so you don't need to struggle to find the space for a wall wart power supply. So now that we've covered the typical design considerations and usage scenarios, let's get into the products. Beginning with KDX444L. We call this 444 because this product supports 4K at 444 chroma subsampling, 12-bit color depth. That, for those of you in the know, that will get you a bandwidth of 18 gigabits per second. And this product, KDX444L, supports resolutions and video signals with up to 18 gigabits per second bandwidth. This is something that was not previously possible only a year ago now. The L part of the model number is for long, because this product uses a superior chipset. It could give you 4K at up to 230 feet, 70 meters, 1080p up to 330 feet, 100 meters, or if you know that you are not doing 4K resolutions at all, you could even activate what is called long range mode in this product, which will then no longer support 4K, but it gives you superior distance where 1080p can go up to 500 feet, which is 152 meters. So the L is for the long of the KDX444L. And we covered the 444, didn't we? So what's the X? Of course, it's an extender set. What else is a cool feature with this? Flexible power over HDBaseT. You're looking at front and back of the transmitter and receiver. You see that they both have a power supply connection. However, only one power supply is needed, and it can be plugged in on either end, and power will be extended to the other side. You can send IR and RS-232 control signals as well to collect line of sight IR, or to send IR or RS-232 control from a control system to control the connected display. And it's a super slim, low profile chassis on these, making your life as an integrator a little easier in installing these. And again, we know these go up to 18 gigabits per second. We're looking here at typical resolutions, where you have your resolution, 4K. You have your frame rate, 24, 25, or 30 frames per second, or is it 50 or 60 frames per second? You have your chroma subsampling, 444, 422, 420, and you have your color depth, 8, 10, or 12-bit deep color. All of those parameters add up to give you your bandwidth of your signal, and this is a crucial time in the industry because just not long ago, signals did not exceed 10.2 gigabits per second, but they now do, and this product, KDX444L, is the product that will allow you to extend signals up to 18 gigabits per second. Now there's an additional product from Key Digital also with 18 gigabit per second bandwidth support. That product is KDX444S. So just like the X444L, this supports 18 gigabits per second. So what's the difference? The S and the L. We knew the L stood for long range on the X444L. Here on the X444S, the S stands for standard range, where you are able to do 4K up to 40 meters, 125 feet, or 1080p up to 70 meters, 230 feet, certainly meeting the distance requirements of many installations. There is no long-range mode on the X444S. Everything else is the same, so you got your flexible POH, your IR, your RS-232 control, and the slim, low-profile chassis. So again, full 18 gigabits per second, but as I mentioned, this was not previously possible until just recently, and these are the first Key Digital products supporting 18 gigabit per second over HDBaseT. So how does this technology work? Well, HDBaseT is the technology that Key Digital and many of our competitors, of course, are deploying to do single wire HDMI over cat wire extension. And it's great. It's an Emmy award-winning technology. It is very reliable. Those of us who have been in the industry for the past decade plus recall the first generation HDMI extenders that were all proprietary, and it really was a mess. Now everything is very standardized with HDBaseT as the extension technology. However, of course, as always happens, the video side of the industry makes progress with higher resolution, higher quality video, and with that comes higher bandwidth. And unfortunately, that higher bandwidth, up to 18 gigabits per second, is not supported in the HDBaseT extension between transmitter and receiver. So we're looking here at the pink line in the middle, which is a 10.2 gigabit per second maximum bandwidth. So how are we able to get an 18 gigabit per second signal through a pipe that isn't large enough to support it? There is compression at the transmit unit and decompression at the receive unit. So that's how you're able to do that. Therefore, your 18 gigabit per second source is received at 18 gigabit per second's signal at the display. Now, that's the technology that HDBaseT deployed, and our competitors are using as well. As I mentioned, it's very standard out there. Now, there's additional features, of course, in all Key Digital products that really separate us from that competition, though. And starting with just the fact that there is compression, we wanted to make sure that we're improving our product so it's not providing the same as what else is out there. And so we came up with 10G pass-through. With 10G pass-through, unfortunately, the HDBaseT technology out there, we found that the chips used would actually still compress signals incoming, even if they were not 18 gigabits per second. So imagine your 10G signal getting compressed at a factor of 2 to 1, resulting in a 5G signal, which is good and well when you start at a full 18G and it's such a high quality signal. But starting lower, you don't want to end up with any compression artifacts. So KeyDigital developed 10G pass-through, where our transmitter chip is much more intelligent than just compressing any and every signal that comes in. We actually only compress signals that exceed 10.2 gigabits per second. One of the most popular troubleshooting and integration tools of Key Digital devices is our EDID control. So you know that we give you 16 different EDID options on this blue rotary dial that we've highlighted here. And this is much more than the competition gives you. A lot of them out there only give 1080i or 1080p. And there's even other manufacturers that don't give any EDID options at all. That could cause a lot of trouble in the field. So what do we have here? We actually allow you, the integrator, to choose the handshake that you'd like to send to the connected video source, because we don't want it to pass through like some of those competitors do, because we understand that it's not always point to point. The design considerations of using an HDBaseT extender dictate that you might be going in to a video system that might give an incorrect handshake to the source. So instead, we treat each and every input connection as a buffered. The source gets buffered, the communication from our transmitter, providing that EDID handshake, extended display identification data. And what we've done, because these products add full 18 gigabits per second bandwidth support, now on our 4K handshakes, they all have native HDR10 header information in that handshake. What is HDR10? It's high dynamic range. It provides a wider color spectrum for the user, and it makes things much more lifelike and realistic. In fact, in recent studies, end users viewing HDR images said HDR is a much better, much easier, much more obvious technology than even 4K itself. So even HDR applied to 1080p, end users, majority said it looked better than a 4K image. So we include all of that information on the HDR, on the 4K handshake in our box. The source gets the handshake for 4K resolution plus HDR, which means you don't have to go into the setup menu of that device to fix the resolution, to fix the video output options any longer, making your job as an integrator much, much easier. So, moving on from our 18 gigabit per second HDMI extenders to our 10.2 gigabit per second HDMI extender, KDX222PO. KDX222PO is a transmitter receiver set that does do 4K resolution, but with the parameters that ensure it's going to remain at a 10.2 gigabit per second maximum bandwidth. Do those signals up to 125 feet, or 1080p can go up to 230 feet. It has IR or RS-232 extension, and also has a low profile chassis. The POH version, the PO version, is powered at the transmitter, and that provides enough power for both units, the transmitter and the receiver, but it is at the transmitter that you feed that power. Those are really our go-to HDBaseT extenders as far as high quality, great price point, but it doesn't provide 18 gigabits per second. So just keep that in mind. The next product is super popular in conference rooms, presentation spaces, room combined, banquet hall type systems, classrooms, etc. This is KDSX440WP. KDSX440WP is a dual gang wall plate that will, just one moment. There we are. Sorry, I was having a technical difficulty. SX440WP is a dual gang wall plate, presentation switcher, extender, and video processor all in one. All in one. So you put this in the wall or on the table pocket or in the floor pocket, and you can plug in your HDMI or your VGA with analog audio in. You could switch between the two, and it'll even process the resolutions for you. This can do 4K at up to 100 meters. It's a really impressive distance for 4K resolution. So let's look at how this would work once installed. You have what I have highlighted here in yellow, the input select button to toggle between HDMI or VGA, or if you press and hold that button for 3 seconds, then that button will stay illuminated, and you can plug in whatever source and it will automatically switch to that newly connected source. Or if you disconnect your cable, it will then advance to the next available input, toggling between the two. Another great feature that we have here is an IR optical sensor on the wall plate. So this could be used to, say, power up and power on your projector on the other end. It could also be used for controlling multiple devices in an equipment rack. If you were to have those remotes on a table, yet you want to have a clean installation with those equipment, with those devices out of sight, out of mind, you can have the IR collected at the wall plate, output at the receive, and then fed into an IR connecting block or dual-headed IR emitter to control multiple devices. From there, we have KDX422WP. This is another dual gang wall plate, but strictly HDMI. Strictly HDMI. No VGA on this. And this is very nice for conference rooms as well. Any modern classroom, conference room, presentation space where we know that the user's coming in with modern laptop equipment, not having to accommodate legacy VGA laptops. So that's our product line of the HDBaseT Extenders. Hopefully there's some good information in there, and you really see the tools and that we've built in to every single product for you. What is the next step? Well, again, I can't emphasize enough. Please take advantage of Key Digital's System Design Group, where you could send us the answers to the 5 questions, and within a 2-day turnaround time, we'll give you a product, a design that looks like this. Page 1 is a very easy to understand connectivity, or not connectivity diagram, but system diagram, I should say. We don't get as detailed as connectivity diagrams. And we could meet your customer's requirements for functionality, operability, perhaps even if there's some concerns with price point, we could specify a more cost-effective or perhaps the full, most robust way of meeting those requirements. Page 2 is the bill of materials, models, quantities, and so that you could present this to your client, and then that page 2 can essentially become your purchase order to your Key Digital sales rep when that meeting proposal goes so well, because they have a nice clear example of, now I understand why this equipment costs X amount of dollars. Here's all the things it's going to do for us. And if you'd like to reach out to our system design team, that is sdg@keydigital.com. Our sales team, sales@keydigital.com. Tech support, tech@keydigital.com. All within the hours of 9 to 5 Eastern Time, US. And if you're joining us from other parts of the world, keep in mind we do have offices in Oslo, Norway, and New Delhi, India, for you to contact as well. And with that said, we'll go ahead and open this up for any questions that you might have. If it's on your mind, it might be on someone else's mind as well. So please do go ahead and submit your questions in the GoToMeeting chat panel. I'll give another minute or 2 for you to do so. Okay, well, no questions have come in, so hopefully that means that we addressed everything we we set out for here in this webinar. If you do have any questions, you do now know how to reach out to us, tech@keydigital.com, sales@keydigital.com, and sdg@keydigital.com. With that said, we thank you for spending your afternoon with us, morning, or whatever time it may be, wherever you are located, and we hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.